to my channel. Hope we're all doing good today. I know I am. Today we are going to be talking about reuse. Now, first off, I want to start off with the 5 R's. If you've been in the low waste or the zero waste lifestyle for any amount of time, you've probably heard at least reduce, reuse, recycle. Like, that's number one. You've probably heard that even if you haven't been low waste. Once you start getting into the low waste, you get refuse, reduce, reuse, recycle, and rot. 5 R's. I found borrow, which was introduced by, I believe, Sustainably Vegan. And then I added in trade because I have been trading this year. So, refuse, pretty easy. Just refuse stuff. Stop buying things. Stop purchasing things that are plastic. Stop using things that are plastic. Say no to straws. Say no to bags. You know the drill. Reduce. Almost the same as refuse. You just got to reduce the plastic that you use. Reduce the trash that you would bring into your house. There's lots of ways to reduce. Reuse. Reuse is a big one. And I'm going to be talking about that one today. And I want to talk more in depth about that one, so I'm not going to really go into that one right now. And then recycle. Just recycle everything. If it's recyclable, recycle it, because this is huge. And then rot. Compost. That's what rot is. And those are meant to be in order. So you start off with refuse, and then you reduce, and then you reuse, and then you recycle, and then you rot. Because you're trying to keep it in like a closed circle network. And then borrow from your friends, borrow from your family, borrow from your Facebook friends, borrow from your neighbors. Like, just borrow instead of buy. And then trade. Take something that you're not using that you already own, trade it for something that somebody else isn't using that they already own. Mind-blowing, I know. Yes. I couldn't really find a lot of facts about reusing today. Most of them were about recycling, which I guess is reusing, but it's not really. So I only have 2 facts for you today. I know, weird. Only 2 facts. Okay, so using 3 reusable produce bags per week save more than 150 paper or plastic bags from being added into the landfill per year. Just 3. You don't have to put everything in a produce bag, but if you use just 3, then you're reducing your overall trash number by 150, 150 paper or plastic. Just 3 of them. And I mean, if you need 3, call me. I have extras. I have too many. And a family of 4 switching to reusable water bottles would save 22 gallons of oil per year. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm a family of 4. We've all switched to reusable water bottles. That means that my family is saving 22 gallons of oil per year. That's pretty great, considering that's a lot of plastic to be saving. So, I know that's not a lot of facts about reusing, but those are some big numbers. You can, just by switching to 3 reusable produce bags, you can save 150 bags a year. Imagine what you would do if you took like all of your produce bags. You switched over every single. Imagine how many produce bags. I know I was using a ton of them. I was using them on my meat. I was using them on my vegetables. I was using them on everything except for maybe bananas. And I've seen people put bananas in those bags. So I was one of the weirdos that didn't put my stuff in those bags. So just by switching over 3 bags, you can save your trash number by a lot. I personally don't use those bags at all anymore. I don't use them for my meat. Because, I mean, I can wash all my reusable bags. Like, That's not a problem. So if meat drips out on there, and like they clean most of the other stuff that comes into contact, and if meat drips out into the cart, then they have those little sanity wipes that I can clean up my mess with. You don't need to use those produce bags, especially because most of those vegetables that are in the stores are dirty anyways, so you're not really protecting them from getting any dirtier. But yeah, those are just two minor facts that I could find about reusing, and imagine the facts that I didn't find, the facts that weren't easy to find, the facts that I couldn't find but are really, really interesting. I'm sure there are a ton of facts out there that I just could not find. So I want you to get in the habit of reusing literally everything. And I'm not just talking about reusable swaps. I'm not just talking about reusable products. I'm not just talking about thrift stores. I'm talking about you have canned beans and you reuse that can after it's been emptied of beans and washed out. You need to reuse that can. You get a package from Amazon. What are you going to reuse that box for? Like every little minor thing that comes into your house, not just reusable products, but you need to reuse everything. And I'm guilty of not reusing everything, and that's part of why I do this, is to try and get myself thinking about it more, but also to get other people thinking about it. So some reuse ideas that you could use are reuse your flour and food packaging bags as garbage bags. So your flour bags, your chocolate chip bags, your mail, those grocery mailers that are either bubble packs or plastic sheet wrapping. What else? I'm having a hard time remembering what comes in packaging because I don't buy it anymore. Things that you buy in Costco in those big bags of cheese, big bags of cranberries, big bags of cereal. Your cereal bags that come normally, those bulk cereal bags that you buy for really cheap that are the off-brand cereal bags. Reuse them for your pet waste, reuse them for garbage bags, reuse them for like anything you can think of. I've seen people reuse them as Ziploc baggies instead of just throwing them away. You can reuse those food packaging items. I mostly use them as garbage bags, and then I don't have to buy as many garbage bags. I have been trying to I have saved so many of those packages in my under my sink, and now I'm trying to reuse them up, and I have not been using my 13-gallon trash bags, and I've been going through 2 small bags of trash a week now that I'm on my no spend year and I don't really have packages and stuff coming into my house. So reuse those food packaging. They're very versatile. Oh, reuse your plastic containers, your little yogurt containers, your sour cream containers, your margarine containers, your butter containers, all your cottage cheese containers. Reuse them as potted plant holders. Reuse them as bulk. I put my bulk foods in them. Reuse them to hold little trinkets and toys and screws and nails and stuff in the garage. Reuse them. Let your kids paint them before you throw them away. Like, just get in the habit of reusing those items. You can reuse those plastic berry containers, or sometimes your to-go containers are like that, the plastic to-go containers from restaurants and stuff. They can be remade into shrinky dinks. So you can have your kids color a neat picture, and then you put it in the oven. I think it's at like 200 degrees, and you cook them for like 5 to 10 minutes. You'll have to look up that recipe because I don't remember what it is exactly, but you can remake those into shrinky dinks and have your kids make some fun items. I know it's just more clutter in your house, and eventually it's probably going to be thrown in the garbage, but you're reusing it before you're throwing it in the garbage, which is what we're trying to get in the habit of thinking about doing. You know those hangers that have the clips on the end? They're usually for baby clothes or leggings, or shirts. They're like clips and then they're a hanger. Break those clips off and use them for chip bags. I have already done this and I love it. I am not wasting money on plastic clips that are going to break anyways, and I am reusing a product that's probably going to be thrown in the garbage and not being reused. So, great idea. If anybody has any in the Flathead Valley and wants to send them to me, I could really use them. Use your twist ties from your produce. How many people buy twist ties? Like, I know I've been guilty of buying twist ties. You get free twist ties from your produce, from your naked lettuce, from your naked spinach, from your bunches of carrots, from certain other things that I can't think of right now, like celery or something. It comes with twist ties already on it. Save those in your junk drawer and use them when you need a twist tie. The same goes for rubber bands on produce. Like, you're getting these free rubber bands. Don't buy rubber bands. Save them in a little Tupperware. Save them in your yogurt container or save them in your sour cream container and collect them. And when you need a rubber band for your next project or for something you need a rubber band around the house, I use rubber bands to keep my vegetables closed in the freezer because they usually don't break as easy. Like, free rubber bands and twist ties. And it is a reuse. Like, it's not something that's just getting thrown in the garbage. And that's what I really want you guys to start thinking about, and what I want to start thinking about myself is reuse, reuse, reuse. Because how many times do we have something in our society that is just a singular throwaway item that is made to just be thrown away? Why are things being made to be thrown away? Like, that baffles me. Like, let's stop making things to throw in the garbage. We have only a finite amount of space for garbage on our planet before we're going to be taken over and have to leave, like WALL-E style. So let's stop making things that are just being made to thrown away and reuse them. And reuse the things that we're just going to throw in the garbage. Like, I want you to just look at something. Every time you walk over to the garbage this week, just look at it and be like, what could I actually reuse this for? I have turned they're not aluminum, steel cans from beans and vegetables and fruit. I turned those into planters in my backyard. I painted them all with spray paint and screwed them into the wood fence in my backyard, and they're kind of like a pop of color in my backyard. Can't keep plants alive to save my life in them because nothing ever gets watered back there, but it's cute nonetheless. So just look at it, imagine it for what it could be instead of what it actually is, and try to reuse the products this week. Get in the habit of, what am I going to use this for instead of what am I throwing this in the garbage for? So reuse, 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 and that's all I have. Not a whole lot of information on reusing this week because it is a broad subject. There are a million reusable products. There's a million reusable things. Thrift shopping itself is reuse. So there's a lot of stuff that you can be doing to reuse, but get in the habit of reusing your garbage is what I want you to think about this week. How can you reuse the things that you're throwing away to help you save money in your everyday life and to help the planet by just reusing it one more time before you throw it in the garbage instead of being made to throw in the garbage. All right, that's it. Reuse this week. Think it over, guys. And as always, just remember to be kind to yourself, and we'll see you next time.